Hey guys, welcome back. It's been spoiler week this week for Star Wars Unlimited. Today we got some more spoilers from content creators. I'm gonna go ahead and review each one of the cards, give you my thoughts. All right, the first spoiler from content creators was the Night Owl Skirmisher. This is a 3-cost ground unit. It is aggression and heroism aspects. It's a 4/3 Mandalorian trooper. This is a common card, and it has a smuggle where you basically pay 2 more resources to use it as smuggle, and it's a 4/3. So for a 3 cost, I think this is a very balanced card. 4 damage, 3 defense. It hits a little bit harder, but has a little bit of a less defense. So some 2-drop units can kill this. This is gonna have the Mandalorian or trooper. So there are cards out in the existing set that can interact with the trait trooper. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more cards in the new set that interact with Mandalorian. But this is a solid card. I have no real complaints on this card. I think it's a good card. The next spoiler from our content unique. He's a 2/5 fringe clone trait. He's a rare. Okay, and then he reads each friendly resource gains smuggle. The gain smuggle cost is that card's cost +2 and his aspect icons, and then he himself is smuggle. His smuggle cost is actually only 1 more. I think this is a pretty interesting ability for a hero card. It basically gives all of your cards smuggle. Let's say you pull 2 unique heroes, right? You're going to resource one because there's no reason to have both of them, right? You have to replace them if you play them. Well, this is a good ability where you can actually resource that card, and let's say somehow that unit dies for some reason, and you're like, oh, I really need to play that card now. Well, now with him on the board, you can actually just pay the 2 additional smuggle costs, and now play that card from your resource, and then take the top card from your deck and replace it. I think that's actually a pretty cool mechanic to give some of your cards that set 1 that don't have smuggle. This is a way how you can give them. Technically, you can give them smuggle. And a 2/5 is pretty solid defense, a little bit lower on the attack, but they even it out, a little bit more health. So yeah, I think this is a pretty decent card. For it being rare, is this ability good enough for a rare? I'm not sure. Only time will tell. Let me know what you guys think about text in the comments. The next spoiler that was revealed by our content creator was Hunter. Hunter is an command heroism. He is a rare. His action reads, pay 1 as a reveal a resource you control. If it shares a name with a friendly unique unit, return the resource to its owner hand and put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. So basically this is his action is giving basically smuggle. I don't think this is very good at all. And then you can't deploy this guy as a leader until you have 7 more resources. So this is like Vader level type of resources. It is command, so you do have the ability to ramp, but it seems kind of expensive. We look at the leader side. He does have overwhelm. He has 5/8, and this is on attack. You may reveal a resource card you control. If it shares the same name with a friendly unique unit, return the resource to its owner's hand and put a card from your deck and play it as the resource. Obviously, when you put it as a resource, it's going to come in exhausted. It doesn't come ready. Otherwise, it will say come ready. The deployed leader unit is a 5/8. This is exactly the same level as Darth Vader. Darth Vader comes in for 5 and has 8 health. I do like that he has overwhelm. I think that is very good. Usually at 7 resources to help stabilize and help kind of bring the game closer to a even threshold. Having additional abilities like overwhelm is where it's going to make a big difference. I still am not too crazy about the on attack. I wish it was something else. I don't know what it could have been, but I'm not super enthralled by this attack. I think this is a decent leader. I just think he's a little costed too heavy, but we'll see if the meta actually utilizes Hunter. The next spoiler that was spoiled by the content creators was Cripple Authority. This is a 2-cost aggression event hero. It reads, draw a card. Each opponent who controls more resources than you discards a card from their hand. and this is an uncommon. So pretty solid. 2 cost event. You draw a card. Cool. You get card advantage. And then if you're playing a command type deck who's been ramping, well, guess what? They're going to lose a card. This actually helps them out, cripples that command deck, because they do rely on getting them cards so that they can play their cheaper cost characters to overwhelm your board to help you clear you out, right? I like this card. I wish this was a villain card. I have no other complaints with this card. I think it's a solid card. The next spoiler from the content creators is Omega. This is a 2-cost ground unit. It's a cunning heroism. It's a 2/2. This is a rare. It says ignore the aspect penalty on the first clone unit you play each round. When played, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a clone card, reveal it, and draw it. So initial thoughts, I think this is good. I mean, if you're building like a clone / trooper type deck, I think Omega is going to be definitely important to have her on your deck. Because this allows you, when you're a player, you just get another card, and that might be the card that can help you set up your board state to help take out your opponent. It being a 2 cost, perfect. I expect to see 2/2. I don't have any complaint on that. I think it's a solid card, especially if you, like I said, if you're going to be bringing in clones. Let's say you have a cunning, a leader, and then you have aggression base, and then you want to bring in some of the, if there are going to be clone troopers from that vigilance, but they're hero, then you can ignore that penalty cost that you would have to pay for the vigilance, because you already control the heroism side, right? And this is each round. So that means each turn, if you have another clone unit, the first one you play, it loses that aspect penalty. So I think that's going to be it's a very cool card. I'm looking forward to the people who are huge fans of the Bad Batch, and if they're going to be making like clone trooper type decks, I would love to see how people come up with ideas for that. The next card that was spoiled by our content creators was Death Watch Loyalist. This is a 3-cost ground unit. It has aggression, villainy aspects. It's a 3/3, and this is a common. This has grit, gets +1 and 0 for each damage on it, and it has overwhelm. When attacking an enemy unit, it deals excess damage to the base. I actually love this card for the fact that it's for a 3-drop. You can get it gets basically grit, and it has overwhelm, so it's a good way to help take out some of the other units because it's getting stronger and bleeding more damage. I would bring this guy into my Vader deck. I think having damage on him makes him more powerful. Even if I think about it from Vader, let's say that he had no 3-drops to play, right? I could play my next and my Vader turn, I could just ping him for 1 and do 1 damage for the base. Now this unit, when he attacks, he's going to come in for 4 damage, right? Now let's think about this from a Grand Inquisitor. You play this guy, next turn you attack with him, you do 3 damage, then you do Grand Inquisitor's action ability, you do 2 damage to him, ready him up, and then now you attack again. Now he attacks for 5. So just your one character did 8 damage to your opponent's base, not to mention whatever 2-drop you may have had. I actually really like this card. I'm definitely gonna, I think I can fit him into my Inquisitor decks and Vader decks. I think he's gonna work well with Krennic as well, because you know he buffs characters that have damage. This is a very good card. I'm excited, especially that overwhelm is huge. The next spoiler revealed was Ekko. This is a 4-cost ground unit. This is a command heroism aspects. It's a 4/4, and this is an uncommon. He has restore 2, so when he attacks, he heals 2 damage from the base. And then when played, you may discard a card from your hand, give 2 experience tokens to a unit in play with the same name as the discarded card. So this is decent when played. Let's say you happen to pull 2, I don't know, Echoes, for example, in your draw phase. You can go ahead and play him, right? And then when played, that trigger hits, you can discard Ekko from your hand, and now you can give 2 experience tokens to a unit in play with that same name. So in this case would be Ekko. So now he will be a 6/6. That's pretty cool. I don't see any negative. Restore 2 is super good for healing your base. At a 4 cost for 4, I think that's very fair. I think there might be moments where you might not have this ability to discard a card from your hand and give 2 experience tokens to a unit and play with the same name. I don't think that might always happen. So I think you need to time it. So that is a drawback, but I think other than that, we got a pretty solid card here. Our next spoiled card is Koska Reeves. This is a 4-cost ground unit. Has aspects of aggression and heroism. This is a 4/5. It's a rare. It says on attack, if this unit is upgraded, you may deal 2 damage to a ground unit. So for a 4-cost, the way I try to think about when I play any type of TCGs, the health and the attack should be the equal at least to the cost. So if I'm playing a 4-cost, having a 4/4 is what I'm expecting. Koska has an extra defense, and then on attack, if this unit is upgraded, you may deal 2 damage to a ground unit. So this is kind of using Darth Vader's ability. Think about his attack when he on attack, you can do 2 damage to a unit. Now this is limited to ground unit, whereas Vader can do damage to a unit, whether it's on the ground or the air. And the other caveat, it needs to be upgraded. It seems like they're really focusing on upgrades, and from what I can tell so far, the red or your aggression Mandalorians want upgrades. So I think this is the card that you want to have. Even if it's a 1/0 upgrade, right? This it still benefits when it attacks to do 2 damage. I like the card. I think as a hero, as a villain player, I would like to see this card in villain. I think it's really good. And the last card that was spoiled this week is Ruthlessness. This is a 1-cost upgrade. It is aggression villainy. This is a rare, and it reads, attach unit gains. When this unit attacks and defeats a unit, deal 2 damage to a defender player's base. You actually get +2 attack, 0 defense. I think for a 1-cost upgrade, again, we mentioned that this set is looking at playing upgrades. For a 1-cost, you can increase your attack by 2. We notice that some of these red cards, or even blue, depending on what aspects you're playing, also give you grit. So this is a good way to buff up your character, kill a unit, and also do damage to a base, right? I also like this for the fact that it's just a 1-cost. I think it's a very, very good card for just 1 cost. A lot of the villainy decks, I could see this being used in decks. I wonder how it would work in constructed meta. If the constructed meta is all about upgrades, I think this is going to be a necessary card. If it doesn't still really care about upgrades, this could help you push some damage against some of those other decks. But other than that, I don't see how useful it will be, because it's only, you have to satisfy 2 conditions. You have to attack a unit and you have to defeat the unit in order to do 2 damage to the defending player's base. For a 1-cost drop, you might be able to play something else to help your board state. But like, again, it just really depends. Like if you have a very tanky character that has a lot of defense, this might be a good one to add to help do additional damage. Overall, I like the card. I'm looking forward to using it. All right, guys, those are all the cards that we have spoiled this week from content creators. I'm super excited for this set. It's looking like it's going to be a lot of fun. Let me know what you, go ahead and please comment, like, and subscribe. I am a new content creator, and I'm covering TCGs, Star Wars Unlimited, Disney Lorcana, and Flesh and Blood. So I'll be dropping different videos for each of those 3 TCGs. I will be talking about tournament results, spoilers that we get from each of these sets, and much, much more. So thank you for your time and have a good day. Bye.